Hello guys, this is Filip and today we will be talking about how to become a billionaire in England. So basically, if you love your life and you want to celebrate it and you want to just like... Okay, I don't know what to talk about because I've never been a billionaire in England. So I've never been rich in England. I've never been even a middle class. I've always been the one who spent his entire savings and his entire money on alcohol and parties. So basically, we will be talking about how important and what are the first steps to get a job in England. So if you're thinking about moving to England, or if you're living in England already, and if you're struggling looking for a job and finding for a job and you just want to party and drink alcohol, think of one thing. One day your savings will go off and you will have to start living a life as a grown-up. So basically the first thing you need to do is actually Google something, because being grown up is all about googling stuff, how to do stuff, how to cook stuff, how to find stuff, and then you can call somebody, for example your mom, how to do dumplings, or where to get stuff, or what to do with the blocked toilet. So this is the adulthood as you expected, right? So basically you need to find a Job Center Plus in the city you live in. Job Center Plus is for people coming from different countries who are interested in working in England. They will give you a number that will actually allow you to work in England. Without this number, nobody will hire you, nobody will give you a job, nobody will give you money. You will die there. So basically, if you find this address, you need to go there in advance, set up an appointment, and they will be asking you questions like why you left your country and why you moved to England and why is it England and why do you want to work and what can you bring to society in England, and if you're capable of work and what type of work you want to do. So once you go there, it will be annoying because you will be waiting in a queue, you will be queuing with other people from all over the world who want to work as well, and you don't speak any English because the language barrier is still there. So don't worry guys, they are there and they know that your English is not the first language. So they will be nice, they will be kind, maybe they will find someone who can explain you stuff and who can translate what you are saying. But it didn't happen in my case, so I was just sitting there, I was smiling, I was waving, and when the question pops up, why did you come to England? And I said, student. If you're a student, why do you want to work? It's like, I need money. So that's the first step. Without this number, you won't be able to work. Just remember that it takes maybe 1 month to get this number. So you will be without job for 1 month. Maybe it's gonna go quicker, maybe it's gonna go slower, you never know. My experience is basically waiting for 1 month after 3 months of drinking. So yeah, that's the first step. Step number 2 is actually get going. If you don't know anybody in England, you need to print your CVs and go to all of the restaurants, all of the bars in the city center asking for a job as a bar support. Don't expect that people will be impressed with your CV. If I can give you one recommendation, make sure your CV looks great. Because people will judge you regarding your CV no matter what. If you're looking for a job, your CV must be very good. There must be no mistakes. Everything has to be nice and neat because it's your representation. And it was my representation too, that's why it ended up in a bin so many times. After a while of looking for a job, I asked my friend Martin, who was also my housemate, who helped me to get one. So I became a barback and I was cleaning dishes, I was cleaning glasses, I was collecting glasses, I was mopping, I was sweeping, I was doing everything you don't want to do. So that's it. You will always start from the bottom, but it will help you to grow. It will help your personality to change, and you will know and you will remember what you're doing because you will never ever want to do it again. That's why you're trying to succeed in life. Number 3, salary. The salary is actually different. It's for everybody. If you're earning in England the minimum wage is different regarding your age. So for example, if you're 16 and you're having a part-time job, your salary will be much lower than if you are, for example, 40 years old. When I moved to England, I was 19 years old and the minimum back then was maybe £7.50 per hour. But if you were over 21, your minimum wage was £8.10 per hour. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't really remember. But the point is that it's still there. And you pay taxes, but people who hire you, they will take care of everything. You know, it's the same like in Czech Republic. If you work somewhere, you don't need to worry about anything. Everything's gonna be settled and you're just gonna receive money. Don't expect it to be cash, because it's always gonna be bank transfer. So the next hint is actually to go to the bank, set your bank account. Yeah, that was a toughie for me, because the guy who was working in bank, he wasn't from England, his English was great, but his accent was rough. And I had no clue what he was saying, so only thing I was able to say was, "Hi, I'm Filip, I need a bank account." And that's it, I was repeating it until he actually set up one for me. So if I can give you a little hint, take your work contract, take your documentation, take your identification number, which is the number we discussed at the beginning, that it will allow you to work in England. And thanks to that, he will set up the account, he will give you a hint, he will give you a card, he won't give you the card. He will give you all the documentation you need, and then after a few weeks you will receive your card and you can start blowing money. So basically, it doesn't really work as in Czech Republic that you will get money in cash. It will always be bank transferred. So think about it, that first month it will be for free and then you get the money. If you're a student, you don't need to pay taxes. But important is that, you know, nobody knows it, that you're a student, so you actually automatically start to pay taxes. Which for me, for example, was type of savings, because you can proclaim it back after, let's say, 1 year, so you got all the money back. So the only thing you need to do is to change your tax code. To change your tax code, you can ask your employer or someone from England who can actually guide you through all the process and tell you what to do, where to call, and how to actually change it. If you change it, it has to be 4 letters tax code from the 3 letters tax code. About tax code. If you think you're paying so much money on taxes, it might be because your tax code is actually wrong. If you study in England, you shouldn't pay any taxes. But nobody actually knows that you shouldn't be paying any taxes because you work for full-time or part-time. So your employer is not responsible for your taxes. So basically the only thing you need to do is to Google www.gov.uk and ask for tax change, and then it will guide you from then. You need to change your tax code for a student tax code. You cannot do it via internet or email, at least I couldn't, maybe now you can, but I couldn't, so I needed to call them up, which was really amazing with my English. And you need to tell them that you're calling them to change your tax code. However, there is no person on the other side of the line. There is actually a robot replying to you. And if he doesn't understand you, he will just ask you again and again and again, maybe 10 times, like, you know, the robot asked me. So you need to ask to change your tax code very clearly. And after that, the robot will ask you, why do you want to change your tax code? And only thing you need to reply is this: because I'm student. And that's it. About the salary, if you're wondering how much money you could eventually earn and spend, it's quite easy. You're gonna be on a minimum wage because you will be doing the job that nobody wants to do, and that's why it's not well paid, even it doesn't make any sense. So in my case, I used to earn about £1,000 a month. So you might think it's nice money, but it's actually not nice money, because you're gonna spend so much money on alcohol that, you know, you will need more. And it's also because you are being paid per hour, it actually depends on you how much you're gonna be earning. I worked as a dog and I was really hard working. I tried my best and I did my best to have as many hours as I eventually could. I was a full-time student and also I was employed as a full-time employer. So basically I got very busy. But the money, you just spend it because you want to enjoy it, and if you are on uni life, you have to enjoy it because you go out, you explore, you experience, you eat, you drink, you're fat and hungry. And yeah, so maybe you can earn about £1,000 the first month. However, everything is expensive. Mainly the accommodation if you live in a city center. For example, me, I paid about £300 per accommodation. But about that we will be talking next time. So make sure you're gonna subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure that you know when the video is actually out, and I'm out. I'll see you later.